There's a door that's been quietly closing all over the world, and most people don't even know it's happening. The Golden Visa. The deal where you invest money and get a second residency or a whole second passport used to have a long, easy menu of countries to choose from. That menu is shrinking fast. Spain just slammed its door shut. A European court killed Malta's, and one of the cheapest passport deals on the planet expires in a matter of days. So if you've been telling yourself you'll look into a backup plan someday, I need you to hear this, because a lot of the options you think are still on the table are already gone. Hi, I'm Haley. Welcome to my channel, Travel Elements, where I cover travel tips, international living, investment insights, and so much more. Today, I'm going to give you the honest, current picture of golden visas in 2026, what actually closed, what's genuinely still open, and the cheapest real ways in that are left. And I'll be straight with you, because here's the problem. This space changes almost every single month, and most of the information floating around is wildly out of date. People are still chasing programs that legally do not exist anymore. So think of this as a clean scoreboard, closed on one side, open on the other. So you know exactly where things actually stand right now. And the reason this matters so much right now is the timing. The number of golden visa programs that are genuinely open in 2026 is down to roughly 14. That's about half the menu people had just a few years ago. The pattern is clear. The wealthy countries are pulling these deals off the table one by one. And every time one closes, the remaining ones tend to get more expensive and more crowded. Demand has actually surged because of it. So this isn't me trying to rush you, it's just the honest shape of things. The window is narrowing, and it helps to know what's real before you spend a dollar. So let's start with the bad news, because this is the part that trips everybody up. Here's what has actually closed. First, the big one, Spain. For over a decade, there was a simple deal on the table. You could buy a property worth 500,000 euros, around $540,000, and get Spanish residency that came with it. That is over. Spain officially ended its golden visa on April 3rd, 2025. The government said it was driving up housing prices and pricing locals out of their own cities. So they killed it. If you already had one, you're grandfathered in and can renew. But for anyone new, that door is closed. You can still buy property in Spain. It just doesn't come with residency anymore. Next, Malta. And this one's a really big deal. Malta was the last country in the European Union that would basically sell you a true passport. Not residency, actual citizenship, an EU passport, in exchange for a large investment. Well, the highest court in the European Union stepped in. In April of 2025, the European Court of Justice ruled that selling citizenship like that broke EU law and ordered Malta to shut it down. By that summer, the program was gone. So if you see a list out there that still tells you that you can buy an EU passport from Malta, that information is simply old. And Malta and Spain aren't alone. A few other big names quietly closed their doors a little earlier, and a lot of people haven't caught up. Ireland ended its investor program back in 2023. The United Kingdom shut down its investor visa all the way back in 2022. And the Netherlands quietly dropped its version too. None of them have brought those programs back. So that's the closed column: Spain, Malta's passport, Ireland, the UK, and the Netherlands. A whole stack of options that old guides still list, all gone. Now, before I walk you through what's still open, I have to clear up the single biggest thing people get wrong, because it changes everything. There are really three different things hiding under the words golden visa, and they are not the same. The first is residency. This is the right to live in a country and usually to travel freely around the region. But you are not a citizen and you don't get a passport. You're a resident. Most European golden visas are this: you invest, you get the right to live there, and citizenship is something you might earn much later, after years of actually being tied to the place. The second is citizenship by naturalization. This is the long game. You get residency first, then after a set number of years, you can apply to actually become a citizen, usually with a language test and some real ties to the country. The key word is years. It's a path, not a purchase. And the third is citizenship by investment, CBI for short. This is the one people really mean when they dream about buying a passport. You make a big contribution, and within months, you're a citizen. The catch is that almost none of these are in Europe anymore. They're mostly small island nations. And as you'll see in a minute, some of those passports now come with a problem nobody talks about. So keep that straight as we go. Residency is the right to live somewhere. Citizenship by naturalization is earning a passport over years. Citizenship by investment is buying a passport quickly. People mix these up constantly, and it leads them to wildly wrong expectations about cost, timing, and what they actually get. Okay, now the good news. Plenty of legitimate doors are still wide open. Let me walk you through the ones that actually matter, starting with Europe. Portugal is still the headliner, and for good reason. Its golden visa is alive and well. You can get in through an investment fund, generally around 250 to 500,000 euros, depending on the route, and you don't have to move there. The minimum stay is famously tiny, just about a week a year. But here's the important update, and this is fresh. Portugal just changed its citizenship timeline. It used to be that after 5 years, you could apply for a Portuguese passport. As of May of 2026, that's now 10 years for most people. 7 if you're from the EU or a Portuguese-speaking country. The residency itself didn't change. The path to the actual passport just got a lot longer. So Portugal is still fantastic for residency and a flexible lifestyle. Just go in knowing the citizenship clock is now a decade, not 5 years. Next is Greece, and this is where I really need to correct the record because the number you've probably seen is wrong now. For years, Greece was the famous 250,000 euro golden visa. You'll still see that figure plastered everywhere. But Greece raised its prices. Today, standard real estate starts at 400,000 euros in most of the country, and a full 800,000 in the hotspots like Athens, Thessaloniki, Mykonos, and Santorini. That 250,000 number only survives now for a couple of narrow cases, like converting a commercial building into a home, restoring a protected old building, or putting money into an approved Greek startup. So Greece is still very much open and still one of the best property routes in Europe. Just know the real entry price is higher than the old videos promise. A couple more European options worth knowing. Italy has an investor visa that starts around 250,000 euros if you back an innovative startup, scaling up from there. And Hungary relaunched its golden visa in 2024 with a main route around 250,000 euros into an approved real estate fund and fast processing. Neither gets as much attention as Portugal or Greece, but they're real, current options inside the EU. And if your goal is simply the cheapest, legitimate foot in the door in Europe, look at Latvia. Its business route can start as low as 50,000 euros, plus a government fee that brings it to roughly 60,000 all in. That makes it the most affordable real residency in the entire European Union. It's not glamorous, and the investment carries real risk. But it's a genuine, legal Schengen residency for a fraction of what Portugal or Greece cost. For a lot of people just wanting a legitimate European base, that's a serious option that almost nobody talks about. Now, if what you actually want is a passport in your hand fast, that's citizenship by investment, and the Caribbean is where it lives. Countries like Dominica, St. Kitts and Nevis, Grenada, St. Lucia, and Antigua and Barbuda will grant you citizenship, usually starting around $200,000, often in well under a year, with no requirement to ever live there. Dominica is typically the cheapest legitimate entry, right around that $200,000 mark. These are real programs that have been running for decades. But, and this is a big but, there's now a serious catch I'll get to in just a second. And then there's the one with a literal countdown on it, Nauru. It's a tiny island nation in the Pacific, and it runs one of the cheapest citizenship deals in the entire world. Right now, there's a promotional price of $90,000 for a single applicant, but that discount expires on June 30th, 2026. And after that, it jumps back up to $115,000. Depending on when you're watching this, that could be just days away. I'm not telling you to rush into anything, please don't, but it's a perfect example of how fast this space moves. A deal that's real today can be gone, or $25,000 more expensive by the end of the week. And that brings me to the part most videos skip, the honest downsides. Because none of this is as simple as pay money, get passport. Let me give you the real trade-offs. First, time. If you want actual citizenship through a European residency, you are signing up for a long haul. With Portugal now at 10 years, and most countries somewhere in that range, the dream of a quick EU passport through residency is mostly gone. Residency you can get fast. The passport behind it takes patience. Second, due diligence. These programs are not a rubber stamp anymore. Every legitimate one now runs deep background checks, your finances, your criminal record, where your money came from. The fees you pay are often non-refundable, even if you get turned down. So you don't just need the money. You need a clean, well-documented file, and ideally, a good lawyer who does this for a living. And third, this is the catch I promised, and it's a big one for those quick Caribbean passports. The United States has started cracking down hard on citizenship by investment passports. In early 2026, it put travel restrictions on some Caribbean nations specifically because of their passport programs, and froze certain visa categories for several others. The worry from Washington is that people use these bought passports to get around security screening. So that fast, cheap second passport might not open the doors to the US you assumed it would. The United Kingdom has been tightening up too. A passport is only as good as the places it actually lets you go. So you have to check the current travel access before you buy, not after. And just so we're clear, I'm sharing what I've learned from researching this, not giving you legal advice. This stuff is complicated and it genuinely changes month to month. So before you act on any of it, please talk to a qualified immigration lawyer who handles these programs. And real quick, if this is the kind of clear, honest breakdown you want more of, hit subscribe so it actually reaches you. Okay, let me pull this all together. Into one simple scoreboard you can screenshot and keep so you've got the current picture in one place. Here's where things stand in 2026. On the closed side, Spain, Malta's passport program, Ireland, the United Kingdom, and the Netherlands, all shut to new applicants. On the open side, Portugal and Greece for residency, Italy, Hungary, and Latvia for the budget EU route, and the Caribbean plus Nauru if you want a passport fast. Roughly 14 genuinely open. Save this one. So now I'm curious about you. If you were going to make a move, which side of this are you really after? The right to live somewhere new? Or an actual second passport in your hand? Drop it in the comments, because those are two very different plans and I read every one. Well, that brings us to the end of today's video. If you got something useful out of this, do me a favor. Give it a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss what's coming next, because I post new videos regularly. And if you know someone who's been dreaming about a backup plan abroad, send this their way. It might save them from chasing a program that's already gone. Let me know in the comments if there's a topic you'd like me to dig into next, and I'll do my best to make it happen. Until next time, take care and keep that bigger world in mind.